Good morning, good morning, good morning. Something on my face. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Today is Take It Up a Notch Thursday. I am very happy and excited to be talking to you today. So I want you to see this shirt because I believe her name is Ebony. She designed this shirt. It says, "Same chick, different hustle." Same chick, different hustle. Because I do have multiple businesses, and everybody always asks me, why do I have so many businesses and how do I find time to do that? So, it's called intentions. Be intentional, prioritize what you're going to get done for the day and everything like that. So thank you, Steve. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining in. Good morning, Wayne. Please type in the comments where you are tuning in from, and please share this video blog. Good morning, Kevin. Type in the comments where you're tuning in from, and please share this video blog. Good morning, Drew. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Facebook, for building my audience. Good morning, Scott and Lakeisha Thompson. While everybody's joining in, if you put, throughout my video blog, if you are hitting the like button, the heart button, the algorithm, Facebook will share my videos more. So I would appreciate it. Good morning, Darren. If you guys could do that and type in the comments where you're tuning in from. Good morning, Michael. Thank you for tuning in. Philly, all right. Philadelphia in the house. Never been to Philly, so maybe one day I might get to go there and do some visiting and tourist type stuff, see the Capitol or whatever, and all the sightseeing stuff that tourist people do when they go to any city, right? So I'm going to read from this book today called Make Today Count by John Maxwell. It is amazing how our subconscious plays such an intricate part and role into our positive and productivity on a day-to-day basis and throughout our daily lives. We only can live one day at a time, and when you really start to understand that and you actually focus your thoughts and your mindset and intentions on just that day in the present, it helps you to alleviate anxiety, doubt, fear, and lack of trust or believe in yourself and in your ability. So this is a really good book. It's a small read. It's excuse me, about 135 pages total, and he covers everything in here. But I'm going to read from the very first chapter, which talks about attitude, right? Because your attitude determines your altitude, and when you don't have the right attitude, that is the most self-sabotaging mechanism that you have, more so than other people getting in your way, stumbling blocks, life happening, the haters, and all those different things that we encounter, the speed bumps of life, right? So here he talks about making the decision to choose and display the right attitude daily. I read a book by Mary Kay, which was the very first business, network marketing business I was in. She said that you can do everything wrong, but with the right attitude, as long as you have the right attitude, and still be successful. And that's very true, because nobody expects you to be perfect, because we're not perfect people. We're going to make mistakes and we're going to mess up all the time. Good morning, Myron. Good morning, Stefania. The biggest thing is accountability. Own up to your mistakes. Learn from your mistakes, regroup, reflect, and refocus on how you can do it better and how you can move forward in spite of those shortcomings, in spite of those setbacks, in spite of, making that mistake. And we just hope that we don't make too costly of a mistake. But the mistakes that we learn the most from are the ones that cost us financially. When we make the wrong decision and it hits us in our pockets, we learn from those mistakes the most, and we learn the most value in how to recover and how to regroup and how to refocus from those things. So he says here, your attitude is a choice. If you desire to make your day a masterpiece, then you will need to have a great attitude. So that is having your time for meditation at night before you go to bed to clear your mind, and it's also meditating the first thing you get when you get up in the morning, because you have to be intentional. I say that all the time. You have to set your intentions. Excellence is habit. It's not happenstance. It's what you practice consistently and repetitiously. So if you want to strive for excellence, you want to be excellent, then you have to have a routine that fosters, cultivates, and grows excellence in your thinking. And we always talk about, and I say it all the time on my video blogs, that no one else can make you happy. Happy is an inside job. Happiness is a choice. So even though I don't get on Facebook on my videos and talk about the negative or the storms and, you know, the things that I go through, I've done some video blogging, you know, regarding those, but you don't see them very often. However, you have to understand that your storms are your growing pains. Your storms is what test you and show you just how much strength you have, how much courage you have, how much elasticity you have, and that you can be stretched, you can be pulled, you can be prodded, you can be poked at, you can be, targeted, but yet you still come out on top. You still rise above and fly and soar with the eagles, because leadership, and those that are leaders are readers, and those that are leaders marches to their own beat. You know, they don't worry about what others say. They don't worry about what other people think of them. Hey D'Angelo, hey Derek, good morning guys. Thank you for tuning in. Share this video blog and type in the comments where you are tuning in from. You have to understand that what doesn't break you will make you, in the words of P. Diddy. You know, you have to realize that on purpose, you have to go through the storm. On purpose, you have to be tested. You can't have a testimony without a test. On purpose, you know, as long as you are on the side of the devil, Satan, and you're doing everything that, you know, is conducive to his camp, nothing bad really ever happens to you. Nothing gets shook up in your world. But when you decide that I'm going to be a person of integrity, when you decide that I'm going to be a person of character and an honest person, a just person, and equal fair treatment of others, treating others how I want to be treated, and loving others through the mistreatment that they give me, but at the same time standing up for myself and letting them know what you're doing is not okay. What you're doing, I'm not going to accept. What you're doing, I'm not going to tolerate. But you have to fight a lot of those battles through prayer. Physically, we think we can, you know, do things all the time to fix the situation, to maneuver around the situation. But when you are being attacked spiritually through someone else's flesh and physically, that's a spiritual warfare, and you have to fight it through the Word of God. You have to fight it through prayer, through faith, and your higher power. You might not be a Christian. Maybe you might be Buddhist, or you may be Muslim. You may be, you know, of another, you know, faith or religious background. However, you still have to fight that fight through your higher power, your faith. And because things will happen to you when you're going through a serious growth spurt, which is a storm, that are beyond your control. You can do everything right, like I always say, and still don't get the end result, or it doesn't quite come out the way you want it to, because the path that you have to take to get there is not the one you've visualized yourself going down. It's not the one you saw how things were going to come together. It's not the one that you obviously would prefer to go down, because you're like, I'm dotting my I's, I'm crossing my T's, I'm doing this, I'm, you know, mentoring, I'm active in my community, I'm doing all the right things that I'm supposed to do, and trying to walk in obedience and be positive and listen to God and allow God to order my steps and to give me and keep me at peace throughout all the chaos that's going on in my life, in the world, in my family, you know. And I know for a fact, I'm not the only one, that when you get hurt or you get burned by your family members, those are the ones that hurt the worst, because you don't ever expect your family to try to, you know, crap on you, throw you under the bus, or actually not even be accountable for their actions, for making the wrong choices, and for attacking you and hurting you. And they know better. They're adults, so they know right from wrong. They don't want to admit that. They don't want to be accountable for that, but they do. And so they try to, this is the game of manipulation, right? So then they try to flip it and make you feel bad based on the bad thing that they did to you and how they attacked you and how they wronged you, right? I know I'm not the only one been through that. So what I'm saying to you is, good morning, Shelton. Good morning, Michael. Thank you for tuning in. Type in the comments where you're tuning in from. Please share this video blog. So, you know, decide to change your bad attitude areas. And only you know what those bad attitude areas are. Because when you decide in your subconscious that you are going to be positive, you're going to be powerful, you're going to be influential, you're going to be impactful, you don't have room for that negative, for that doubt, for the fear to reside in your mind, in your subconscious, in your heart. And as in life, there are many things that we cannot choose. We don't get to choose who our parents are, where we were born, or our race. But your attitude is something you can change and you can choose. All right, Saleville, Ohio, and H-Town, you know, those are things that you can choose. Your attitude, how you react to something, how you come out of something, how you overcome something, how you address something, that is something you can't control. That is your choice. Of course, we are not robots. We are human beings with emotions and feelings. So sometimes we get in our feelings and we give an emotional reaction to those who don't even deserve it because they are, you know, a piece of crap. And it gets the best of us. We stoop to their level. We be patty and it feels good in that moment. Absolutely. You know, give them a piece of our mind and tell them, you know, what you can do, where you could go, and how you can shove it, right? So I'm not the only one that's gone through that. But we want to, with growth, maturity, wisdom, and discernment, we want to learn how, as they say, to kill them with kindness, to kill them with love, and to continue to bless them even though they curse us. And it takes maturity, spiritual wisdom, and the Holy Spirit to get to that point, because that's not an easy thing to do when you're going through it. You know, you usually, the normal thought process when you're in your flesh is you want to karate chop them in the throat. You want to body slam them to the ground, or you want to, you know, maybe pimp slap them a couple of times in their face, whatever, you know, comes to mind, but you get my point. And, you know, I guess if we stop, hey, AV, good morning, good morning, good morning. If we stop, I guess maybe placing people on pedestals and having such high expectations for other people. We can have high expectations for us, but for other people, you know, I guess it's okay. I'm not a parent, I don't have kids, but I think most parents, you know, have high expectations for their kids and they voice that and vocalize that. For those who are parents on here, type in the comments and help me out. Do you guys, you know, have high expectations for your kids, and you let them know that you have high expectations and you try to plant those seeds so that they can, you know, keep that level and that mindset of, you know, being better, more, and not, you know, trying to fit in with common, mediocre, you know, average people. And, you know, one of the secrets of maintaining a good attitude is valuing people. You can't dislike people and have a good attitude at the same time. So, I'm just quoting some things out of the book, Make Today Count by John Maxwell. And, he talks about encouraging others means helping people, looking for the best in them and trying to bring out their positive qualities and not focusing on their negative or putting them down or telling them how much of a screw up they are and they don't do anything right. You know, as they say, you praise in public and reprimand in private. I really believe that because nobody wants to be embarrassed. Nobody wants to be talked to like a kid or dehumanized and talked to less than a human being. And for those people who don't know how to handle positions of power and authority, have to get chin checked many times from an individual because they're management, you're not management. And when they decide that they want to make an example out of you in front of everybody, then, you know, that's when we need to have a private mediation conversation. I need a witness, because you will not ever do that a second time, ever. And I don't have to curse you for you to understand my tone, that I mean business, and that I really am not the one you wanna challenge and be into a war with like that. I'm a huge, strong wrecking ball. My blessing is my curse. My mouth is definitely my blessing and my curse. And I know how to use it very well, very articulately, on a level from a PhD to a GED, all day, every day. You know, I don't have to fit the stereotype of angry black woman. I don't have to fit the stereotype of cursing somebody out. I don't have to fit the stereotype that I'm going to get loud, etc., etc. I know how to hold my tone. I know how to hold my peace, but I know how to say exactly what I need to say and say it with enough authority and bass and whatever in my voice that needs to translate this is not my normal tone, and that it's one that means business, right? So, and it just, so when you have the mindset that when you are taking it up a notch to the next level of elevation, that you're going to be attacked, expect the jealousy, expect the envy, expect the haters, the naysayers, and the, you know, why do you want to do that? That's stupid. Why do you want to, you know, that's a dumb idea. who told you you were smart enough? Who told you you were good enough? Who told you that, you were worthy enough to even, decide that I want to start a business, or that I want to, build wealth for my family, or that I want to learn how to better invest my money? Whatever the case is, just start to listen. Like I tell you all the time, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Learn to listen to what people say more. Learn to listen why people come to you with certain information. Learn to listen to see why they decide they want to share certain things with you and how they're sharing things with you. Because you know what? They tell a lot about who they really are if you really just listen. And then you know how to adjust and deal with them accordingly. You know that you do have to have people from all walks of life, within your incumbents, I guess, in order to function, if you have a business. So you have to learn how to, deal with those people and meet them where they are. But you know how to recognize, things that are counterproductive to your goal, your daily goal, your intention. Hey, Miss Jilly, Jill Often, thank you for tuning in to this video blog. Please share and type in where you're tuning in from. Morning Spicy, thank you for tuning in. I'm rocking your girl's shirt, same chick, different hustle. So I wanted you to see that, because that's how I got this shirt, from when you wore yours. So, develop a high appreciation for life. You got so many people walking around here that are just depressed. They're unhappy. Money don't make you happy. Let me just throw that out there. Don't get me wrong. Nobody wants to be broke. Nobody wants to be living paycheck to paycheck. Nobody wants to be struggling financially or have bad credit. But the great news is that you can change that. You can fix that. It's just a matter of how hard are you willing to work, and what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give up in 1 year? 1 straight year. That means all of your extras of going to the movies, going out to eat, doing your Starbucks, or whatever it is that you do. What are you willing to sacrifice in order to achieve what it is that you want? Because you have to sacrifice something. Nothing comes for free. Nothing is absolutely free in this world. But some of us have the mindset that if it's free, it's for me. And that's all we're looking for, is free. But that's going to get you in trouble. One of these days, only looking for opportunities that are free, or for things that are free. Everything costs money. If you want to increase your knowledge, if you want to value yourself, if you want to grow, then you have to invest in yourself. That costs money. That costs time. It's going to cost you something. It's not free. So, with that, if you don't appreciate life, no matter the storms that you may go through, and the ups and downs, your peaks, your valleys, and all that different thing, then you really won't learn that you can really be happy with less, or without anything. Because a lot of times we associate and we attach our happiness to things, to material things, but they come and go, just like people come and go. The saying, people come into your life for a reason, for a season. So you can't get attached to things that don't have substance and that doesn't have longevity. But for whatever reason we do. I have this motto. People say, when it comes to material stuff, I say everything I got is for sale. You wouldn't pay me what I want for whatever items I have. You can buy it tomorrow. I'll sell you my car tomorrow if you wouldn't pay me what I want for it, and I'll go get me another vehicle. And they were like, really? You would do that? Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, things come and go. It's a material item. I can go, get on the road, go to my destination, hell, somebody can hit my car and total it out. I'm going to have to get a new car, right? So, when you start to shift your mindset, and that's one of the things we're always talking about, we're teaching shifting your mindset, whether it's shifting your income, shifting your mindset about money, shifting your mindset about life, about relationships, whatever it is, it takes you being able to look at things differently. There's so much world out there, and there are so many different ways that you can look at a situation, but some of us, and our thinking is so narrow-minded because we don't put anything into it but garbage, such as television. Television does nothing to enhance your mental stimulation or your mental capability or your mental growth. It really is an idiot box, like they say. It dumbs you down and it makes you lazy the more television that you actually watch. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with watching any type of television programs, but reality TV is trash. It is point blank period trash. And I don't see how any parent let their kids watch any of that foolishness. It is absolute garbage. Some of the reality shows, like The Book of John Gray, okay, I enjoyed that one. And what was another one that was I actually enjoyed watching that, which was Shanice and Flex, which was just, talking about their whole life journey as a couple, as entertainers and things like that, and the Tamela Mann and David Mann reality show, because it's actually, you know, showing you the ups and downs that people with money, with fame, with, you know, notoriety go through the same stuff we go through. It's no different, you know, but they have a certain mindset, you know, they have a certain set of family values, they have a certain family mission statement or vision statement that they stick to, that they use to keep, you know, them close, to keep them supportive of one another. But they show that they go through spats, they go through ups and downs, financial, you know, different things like anybody else. So I just use those three because those actually, I like those shows. But most of the reality shows are horrible. They're garbage. They're not doing anything. They're not putting anything of substance and value into our children, into even these adults. The adults that are so caught up on watching that, you'd be amazed. They start to, you know, when that kind of stuff supersedes your spirit, meaning because that's what you're putting into it, garbage, then that's exactly what comes out of your mouth, garbage. So that's why I say start listening to people. Just listen to what they say. Watch their behavior. Watch how they act around you. Watch how they pretend to be more than what they are. Watch how they brag about stuff, and they, you know, as if they are doing well, or they are somewhere financially in a certain place, and they're broke. They're struggling. But, you know, rather than be honest with you, because you really could help them change and turn their financial situation around and actually help them, you know, better themselves and their family, that's what you call pride and ego. So many people can't get their pride and their ego out the way, there's going to be the death of them. You know, and it's sad. It is so sad. We have not because we ask not. We have not because we don't put the right things into our mind, which is our heart, to educate ourselves to have what we need and to get beyond just what we need to get some of the things that we want, and to create opportunities, to create a lane, and to create a platform that is only meant for you to stand on that stage. Because no matter what gifts I have versus what gifts you may have, you know, I can give a message and you can give the same message, and it's not going to come out the same, it's not going to sound the same, and it's not going to be received the same, because that's just the way it is. I can't duplicate you no more than you can duplicate me. So learn to walk in your gifts. Learn to walk, you know, in your gifts, your talents that God gave you. Find out what they are. Because when you do, that's when you really will start to grow. That's when you will start to elevate. And to whom much is given, much is required. So when I was watching the Marvin Sapp Unsung story, his 2 #1 hit singles came at the expense of him losing his wife and losing his dad. And he said, I don't ever want to write another #1 hit single, because the way that I got him wasn't the way that I wanted him. So understand and know that when you are going through those storms, those difficult storms, that's your pruning process. That's your growth process. You are being pushed to the next level. And the more you fight it, the more difficult it is. So you better embrace yourself. Like the Bible says, Ephesians 6, put on the whole armor of God. You need the armor. Because baby, when the devil start coming, oh, he come hardcore with it. Like boot camp drill sergeant style, he gonna come with it. So just expect and know that elevation requires disassociation. So stop holding on to those who you don't need to hold on to. Stop holding on to things that you don't need to hold on to. Stop holding on to a mindset and negative thoughts that you don't need to hold on to, because elevation requires disassociation. You have to love people from afar, and you just have to allow them to do and be exactly who they're going to be, and believe it when you see it, because you're not going to change anybody. But I believe you have great influence and the ability to influence someone to want to change, to do better, be better for themselves. You just have to be the blueprint. You have to continue to set the example and be your product, be the product of your product, whatever that is and whatever that you offer, whether it's life coaching, whether it's health and wellness, whether you're a personal trainer. And be intentional and start seeking out those who can help you solve the problem to your pain. And stop being in denial about stuff, saying, I don't need no help. Okay, I kind of got off topic, but, you know, making today count, right? Positive mental attitude. So one of the things he talks about is finding something positive in everything. So that's the title of my second book. There's a blessing in your lesson, and that's what that talks about, because there is something positive out of every negative situation that happens to you. Your job is to find it. Your job is to see it. Your job is to gravitate towards it, and then praise God, be thankful for that. Being able to see the blessing in your lesson, because nothing you go through in life, negatively, wrongdoing, is for no reason. It's designed for you, specifically for you. and it's meant for you because it's going to cause you to grow and to elevate. And that's, that's what it's all about. So, say something positive in every situation. Now, I know that one's a little more challenging to do when you got Debbie Downer, Petty Patty, but as they say, kill evil with kindness. Let your light shine over darkness, because light will always kill darkness. Learning to say something positive in every conversation, even when the person is being a jerk, a butthole, all those adjectives you could think of. They working my last nerve today. So being intentional is a day-to-day focus. It's a one day at a time focus. And of course, like I said, we're not perfect, so we fail some days. We feel horribly bad at it. But the great news is we get back up, we dust ourselves off, and we're ready. We're back in the fight. We're back in the game. We're ready. We don't stay knocked down. We don't stay down. That's what leaders do. That's what champions are. We don't stay down. You get knocked down, but you get back up. And every time they knock you down, you're going to get back up. And you're going to get back up stronger each time. Because once you've gone through it, now you know how to deal with it. Now you know how to handle it. Now you know how to adjust, adapt, and overcome. So, remove negative words from your vocabulary. So, I'm going to read off a few of these. Eliminate these words. I can't, if only, I don't think, I don't have the time, maybe, I'm afraid, I don't believe. You have to replace those with I can, I will, I know, I will make the time, absolutely, I'm confident, I'm sure. If you continually look for and embrace the positive and eliminate the negative, you'll help yourself to begin thinking more positively every single day. Express gratitude to others daily. Gratitude seems to be the least expressed nowadays, especially with the idiot that we have as our president, who lacks leadership, who lacks a whole lot of character, lacks professionalism, lacks a whole lot of things. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about him, but you get my point. When we learn to give thanks, we are learning to concentrate not on the bad things, but on the good things in our lives. And thinking about the good things helps us to be grateful. Remaining grateful helps us to have a more positive attitude, and having a positive attitude prompts us to think about the good rather than the bad. It's a positive cycle that helps to fuel itself. So that is what I will end my video blog with today, because I am very pumped up. I'm very excited. I'm very blessed about, stepping into a new chapter, a new season. I went through my long, stressful time of fear, anxiety, and doubt, all those wonderful things, because I'm human, and sometimes we lose our way, we lose our focus, dealing with all those things that life throw at you. So I'm just here to encourage you today and to let you know that you just have to make every day count. Make every single day that God gives you breath count, because we get 24 hours in a day, and in those 24 hours we have to get our rest, we have to eat, we have to exercise, we have to take care of us first, because if we don't take care of us, then how can we be any good to anybody else? So don't ever put yourself last at the expense of trying to do for others. Put yourself first, and you put them last. And teach them how to put themselves first and take care of self. Because if they learn to put themselves first, meaning they're going to take care of themselves, you don't have to do that. Once they are of age, I'm not going to take care of grown folks. I will assist and help an adult, but I'm not going to take care of grown folks. Unless you are in a position like when you get elderly or you get sick and you can't take care of yourself, that's completely different. But I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day. I said, I don't have people calling me asking me to borrow money at all. That is not an issue I have. And I said, for people that always like to call, and ask people to borrow money, I said, that's a sickness. That's a disease. They're always in need, financially. And there's nothing wrong. We all hit rough patches. I'm not saying that people don't have a genuine need here and there, and things, don't happen in their life where they do need to ask for help. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the people that are being crippled, that are being handicapped, and that are not being helped. They're being hindered because you keep bailing them out. Some people you just got to let fall on their face. You got to let them fall all the way on their face, they back, because the Bible says, where does my help come from? Up high. And when you're on your back, where you looking? You looking up. You don't have no choice but to look up. When you're at your lowest point, you have to look up. So I would just encourage you, don't be a hindrance to people. Not your kids, not your family members, not your brother, not your sister, not your auntie. They're going to cuss you out. They're going to be mad. They're going to say, you wrong. Game of manipulation. How are you wrong for not neglecting your home or yourself first to take care of somebody else? That don't go together. That don't sound right. That's not right. So why would you believe that? So I just want to encourage you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Good morning, Calvin. Good morning, Sharon. Share this video blog. Good morning, Bobby. Type in the comments where you're tuning in from. And again, I will be converting over to my business pages to do my live video blog. So my video blogs will start being held on my business page, Southern Butterfly Entertainment, which is www.facebook.com/Southern Butterfly ENT. So go ahead and like that page. And my health and wellness essential oils video blogs will take place from my health business page, which is www.facebook.com/SB Essential Oils. If someone could type that in the comments, I greatly appreciate that. Good morning, Bobby. And just know that, you know, we all are given the same measure, which is 24 hours in a day. What we do with those 24 hours is totally up to us. So I encourage you to be better today than you were yesterday, to be better tomorrow than you, or to be better this week than you were last week, and to be better this month than you were last month. So you should never be in the same place 1 year from now where you were this time last year. So love, peace, and soul, everybody. Take it up a notch Thursday. This is the Rucker Report. Miss Bethany coming to you live. And you guys take care and have a great day.